Hello, my lovely friends. It's still your friend Kevin, and welcome to Kev's Vibe of the Day, where I pull a card and do a meditation and just get you going for what's good in life. So let's get right to the card. This morning, I chose to use a different deck. Not for any other reason other than I was just in tune with it and thought it's time for something new and different. Today's the 20th of September 2021 and the beginning of the transition from summer into autumn, or fall, as they say in the Western world. So I felt like it was time to use a different deck for a little while. I don't know if it's just for the day or whether I'll do them more, but interestingly enough, that Archangel Haniel, who is basically angel of the moon, she's a goddess angel and works with emotions. And the prayer, which these come from Kyle Gray's Angel Prayers Oracle cards, the delightful images here are by Jason McCready. And Haniel, no accident and no coincidence, is working with the full moon energy, which happens tomorrow, 21st of September. And the full moon energy goes forwards and back a few days. So it's going to fall or at least have an effect on the planet or Earth, if you will. And really, that's just the way that the gravity pull is, the way the sun is projecting against the moon. So we get this gorgeous big full glow. But anyway, the message from this card and for today is to be grateful that you're supporting yourself. And Haniel, Archangel Haniel, is supporting you as you honor your emotions. And honoring your emotions is really part of the inner being awakening, spiritual awakening, the awakening to something greater. In our physical world, the physical world that we are, because I believe that we are more than arms and legs and bodies. I believe that we have a spiritual self that is connected to a bigger part of the galaxy, if you will. Haven't always, now I get a sense that I've always been part of that, but I may not have always been switched on to it. I believe that there's an inner being, one that is projecting outward, one that's attracting everything, one that is setting the mood for what comes, and then an outer being that goes and projects and gets it. Case in point, since we're talking about feelings, if you're in a bit of a mood and you're really unsure why, because nothing really has happened, everything seems to be going great, you may have experienced some good things, but yet there is this melancholy, blur, not so great feeling. That's the time that you're to honor those feelings, to be grateful that you have a contrast to the always being up and giddy and happy and fabulous and things are great. That's the way we are encouraged to be in a place of gratitude, to come from unconditional love, and then to be of service to other people. That's what it means to be this angelic being, this angelic person in the physical form. To raise up enough to come from those 3 points. always being grateful for the small blessings no matter what, always loving the self and loving other people, even though at times it's difficult to do it, and then to somehow or other support one another by being of service in some way, shape, or form. The physical construction of the way and the cultures and the way we live requires us to land on something. Our ancestors, the generations that have gone before us, landed on careers for decades, sometimes entire lifetimes. And as we have evolved as a human species and our cultures have changed, we've also changed the outlook on how that works, what that looks like. What is a career anymore? What do we choose? I've witnessed and listened to many teenagers who, between the ages of 14, have no clue what they want to do. 16, still not any idea. They know what they like, what they don't like, but not really sure what road that takes. 18, okay, we better choose a college because I don't know what kind of job I want. 21, okay, we graduated college, now I've got to look for work. And they just seem to go along with the tide of what is expected. Through all the expectations, meeting the expectations, fulfilling expectations of life, what the purpose of it is, we lose the sense at times of the utter joy of physically living it, of literally going out and looking at a full moon up in that big sky and seeing in its glory this great big huge planet that the sun is shining right up against in the darkness. It's quite phenomenal. And then stars that come around it. Astronomers, they collect patterns and call them Big Sur or this or that. And those who live in the Alaskan areas, the northern hemisphere, get to see those northern lights. These are incredible sights that we get to see as human beings. All that kind of gets lost. And I'm digressing away from emotions. So when the Archangel Haniel, in this case, comes to say honor your feelings, it is perfectly okay if you're in a place where emotions are coming up, sensitivities are coming up, feelings of not quite sure what's happening, I just feel a little low or a little indifferent or a little sensitive. You can say, I'm feeling sensitive. Has been the case with me. At times I feel sensitive and sensitive. And I would say, speaking for myself, working through some of these at times seemingly toxic environments, toxic conversations, toxic feelings, toxic attitudes, is really tough. In my past, it has caused me to engage in the habits that match the toxicity. Case in point, consumption of alcohol, illicit drugs, leading to food, whatever that was, to numb out, anesthetize feelings I didn't want to have. And as I honored the feelings and embraced what was going on, even if no actual event was going on, but honoring, oh, today feels a little sensitive. Those desires to go into the habits to match the toxic environment subsided. the honesty and the truth of the feelings got to where it's okay to be these ways, to feel these ways. And I feel at this point there are times, especially for those of us who are stepping forward and being of service to other people in some way, shape, or form, that we can become pulled in to the undertow of what we are experiencing. Empathy, being empathetic to others. It is somewhat unavoidable not to feel empathy for other people's challenge and not to be affected. We cannot come from a space of gratitude and love, kindness and service, and be void of feeling what someone else is feeling and understanding of what that feels like. The message here is call into Archangel Haniel, get quiet and meditate. Start with grace and gratitude. The grace of God that lives within you, that's in that inner being, says you're okay to feel this way. And then gratitude for lifting the mood and acknowledging, okay, it's all right. And then being grateful that you've got the ability to connect in that way to a higher source, a higher frequency that you're already connected to. Except in our culture, we have been trained and conditioned to shut that down, to pull that off, to make statements like nobody cares what I'm feeling like. No one, I shouldn't be that way. Other people have it worse than me. Hence, you have a build up and a build up and a build up. When that building up happens so much so that you don't get your feelings out to somebody, whether you just pray, talk to God, find a tree, go to the water, meditate. The fastest way, the quickest way to really get into that is moving the body. Dancing, running, yoga, a hot bath, any of those things can really lift the physicalness of your body and push up and out anything that is lingering, that needs to linger. So if you're in a transition, as I am, working through the obstacle course of that, don't forget to honor the feelings that you're feeling about things and look towards the path of least resistance. The transitions are going to happen, changes are going to happen. With it, it's a bit like when you've got to clean something up. Like yesterday, I cleaned my laundry room and my master bathroom, and I was on my hands and knees with a brush and some soft scrub stuff, getting right into the grout and the corners, all that ookie gookie crappy crap, moving it out. I went through cupboards and drawers and closets and shoes, and I just literally did a big old purge of stuff. With that comes this, now what? Going through the cleaning, going through the changing, going through all of this shifting will bring things up. So bringing things up leaves us with this sense of, well, now what? Find the path of least resistance. Know that they don't serve you anymore. These things don't serve you anymore. Clutter doesn't serve you anymore. Disorganization doesn't serve you anymore. But your inner being lifts up, gets simpler, gets lighter, gets brighter, refines, and I've got ringing in my ear, so there's the downloads. You're becoming more sensitive, offloading the heaviness to get to the lightness, and through it, there are these kind of tumbleweed feelings of, I'm not sure what's next. All right. I think that's got it clear. Honor your feelings, recognize them, and then work towards finding the path of least resistance. We have to acknowledge where we are, where we start from, the platform that we're at, and then move from that space, because what has happened, what did happen, that's gone. What is about to happen is a result of where we are. And then you get that whole, oh, I get to control that. Yes, the least resistance is what's drawing us forward. Resisting is what's taking us away and causing it to get stuck. Let's get to the message for today. Discover what interests you. There are many magical things to learn in our world, and many people happy to teach us how to do them. Are there things or activities you've been interested in, but you've talked yourself out of? Is there something new you'd like to learn how to do, or at least explore? What sounds like fun to you? What interests you? You have the right to be creative. You deserve to learn and grow. Find activities that stimulate you, teach you, help you learn more about yourself, and help you learn more about life. Do the things your heart leads you to do. How easy is it to talk to ourselves? How easy is it to talk ourselves out of trying something new? Let yourself enjoy life. Let yourself do things you want to do. Begin a journey of self-discovery. Find out what interests you. Listen to yourself for a few days, for a few weeks. Discover what stimulates your creative juices, then follow that idea through. Yes. Yes. For me, it isn't about doing more, having more, getting more. It's about thinking less to be more, doing less to be more. The busy. Once I let that settle down, there's more out there to be had and seen. That's a challenge. Let's meditate. Feet flat on the floor. I'm looking and asking and pausing to see if our friend wants to come and talk. He might show up. I don't know. He hasn't shown up. He's around. I feel him, but he might come in and talk. I don't know. For right now, let's just meditate. Feet flat on the floor, palms upward to the sky. Big breath in. Big sigh out. Oh, do that again. Inhale. Release out, let go. And this time, think of yourself as a hot air balloon that's lifting literally everything on the inside. Open it up. Huff it out. And then find the deepest expression of your breath. Allow the air from outside in your room to come in. And on your exhale, just settle in. And for this morning, feel your feet grounded into the floor, and the floor that you're grounding into, take your focus to where the floor is connected to the earth. Take your imagination, your focus to the dirt underneath the dwelling, the subfloor, substrata. Just imagine that you have access to the depths and the foundation of Mother Earth, who is providing you with this platform with which to walk on, build a home on, drive a vehicle on, be gravitationally stable on. Let's acknowledge the Mother Earth. Thank you, Mother Earth, for providing me with a stable environment to live my life, to seek my joy, to fulfill my happiness, and to provide me with all the physical blessings of this life. And thank you, Archangel Sandalphon, for being the keeper of the great Mother Earth energy, of nurturing the heart of Gaia, of honoring her richness, now move your energy and your mind and your focus up in toward your feet. Gratitude for the toes, the ankles and shins, the matrix of veins, arteries that pump the blood down, through, up and back. Come into the knees, honoring the strength of the knee joint. As it bends, allows us to stoop, squat, walk into the thighs, inner and outer thighs, the power of quadriceps, the strength of hamstrings. Move into the area of your buttocks and your genitals, tailbone. Access the bones of your pelvis and your hip joints, the fluidity of each hip allows you to powerfully walk forward, sit and stand. And from your pelvic area, the beginning part of the chakra circle, the internal energy that moves up and down the very center of your physical body, awaken, stimulate that kundalini energy that is part of the spiritual stirring and lifting. Move into the area of your solar plexus, the part that's right below and around and right above your navel. Think about and focus on the brilliant labyrinth of digestive tract, the filtering of liver, kidneys, the spleen, the gallbladder. Move on up towards your diaphragm, that area of your body that allows the lungs to increase and decrease, lift up and down. Take your attention into your rib cage, the delicate lattice work of bone structure that harnesses your spinal, that works off your spinal cord, protecting your heart and your lungs. Come into your armpits, the part that allows your arm muscles, your arm flesh, your upper arms, lower arms, elbow joints, wrists. Bring your focus to how the rib cage, scapula of the shoulders, how they brilliantly allow both arms to balance against the sides of your body. Move into the muscles and tissues around your deltoids, your neck, clavicle, collarbone, one side and the other side, the part that houses the cerebral part of your spine that goes on up into form your neck, support the bones of your skull, your cranium that houses this brilliant brain. And the brain, with all its various compartments, communicating with one part to the other part back again. And imagine you can see blue lights traveling from one part of your brain and another, like fiber optics, moving into the third eye section of your physical body and using your inner being, your inner body, your spiritual self to see, witness, be part of how brilliant your physical body has become, whether you're conscious of its workings or not. Honor with kindness, honor with truth. Honor with grace of God and gratitude that you have this brilliant physical body. Move on into the third eye center, the brow area, where the skull is at its softest, where the forehead, top of the head, crown of the head, this is the very peak of the spinal column. And as this Kundalini awakening of you, your spiritual self, your internal being, is deliberately connected to your physical self, your external being, with the mind's unconscious abilities to communicate brilliantly, using the energetic vibration from source to keep you in this form of brilliance, of perfection. Take your consciousness now up over the top of your head as if to hover. There is an opening. Imagine the opening. Expand that opening as if there is a ring of light shining outward in every direction, shining downward, casting a spotlight over your entire body. And as you shower your entire field, the edges of your skin out 4 to 6 inches with this brilliant light, the light that is there, has always been there, shining its brightest at your heart, your center, nurturing, healing, feeling, forgiving your entire being from your spiritual self out through the labyrinth of ligaments, muscles, skin. Continue breathing, being aware of the brilliance of your physical body and how it works. Take your conscious mind above your soul star chakra, that ring over your head, into what your perception of the stellar gateway is. Your energetic socket to source energy of which you are. You are the source energy. From this vantage point, you awaken the energy and vibration of all that is created within you, for you, in front of you, about you. Allow yourself to continue breathing in your brilliance. Vibrating with the highest frequency, removing lower toxic energy, and being grateful that the Archangel Metatron and their angels of sacred geometry has cleared your vibrational energy, removing stagnancies, blockages, hurdles, clearing your pathway closer to experience the greatest love of all, the one that you have for yourself. Thank you, Archangel Metatron and the angels of sacred geometry, for clearing my energetic space and removing everything that stands in my way of love. I welcome your energy as you transmute and transform the energy of me. And so it is. Put your hands together at heart center. Take with you this general feeling and consciousness of your own brilliance. Lift your thumb knuckles to third eye center, and together we bow and say Namaste. Thank you, my friends. Until next time, honor your feelings and lots of love. Bye.